day 11 at the site. I'm starting super duper late. I still have a very ambitious goal of getting the floor prepped for the rust converter and actually putting the rust converter down so that it can set for a couple days before I can come back in the middle of the week. But first, I gotta clean this space because it is not conducive to productivity right now. Everything is everywhere. So I'm gonna clean up the space and get to work. Now, there's one tool that I haven't heard about on any of the Skoolie sites or seen in any of the videos, and that's this thing. Think of it like a magnet vacuum. A magnet vacuum! So I've been looking forward to doing this since I started doing the rivets and stressing out about all the rivets on the ground. Some of them come with wheels, but those are like $50. This one was like 15 bucks. How are you gonna pass up on it? How? All right, so it's time to see if it works. We see some stray metal, it's sticking to the floor. Ooh, you hear that click? Look at all of that. Look at the little planets. They're little metal shaving asteroids. It's like Armageddon. Scrape. And start again. Oh, it's strong. Oh, it got that big daddy. It got the big daddy. I'm already a fan. This is very satisfying. Look at all these asteroids. All right, this is a two-handed operation. Let's see how quick me and the Power Pick magnet can get this done. That abstract art. We are creating art here. I've said it before and I'll say it again, bus conversions are 60% planning, 25% cleanup, and 15% actually doing the project. If you want to turn a rig into a house, prepare for tedium. Okay, so I would say that was successful. It was completely unnecessary. I'm sure I could have just used a good old, little brush, broom, little hand broom, or a shop vac. I imagine you could probably use a shop vac to do that, but I don't have one right now. And I just wanted to kind of clear away the debris. So I'm satisfied with that for now. And I went around and I counted how many the little nubs from like bolts and screws and stuff that I had to angle grind off. And I would say there's about 20 that I need to just grind flat because they've got like a good ½ inch of steel sticking up out of the floor of the bus. So I'm gonna grind those down and then I'm gonna try to attack the rust. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll notice an unavoidable running theme throughout the demolition process. There will always be one stubborn little nugget in every phase that could make or break your entire day.
Corner is going to be the end of me. You, I did that. I got you. I got that stupid corner done. Finally. If nothing else, I did that today.
Oh, whew, okay. I am so proud of myself with how good my angle grinding is getting. I never thought I would say this, but that was almost a pleasant experience. I finally got the corner done. Such a relief to know that when I look at that corner now, I don't have to think to myself, oh, you still have to do that corner. No. So now I'm going to change out the attachment from the blade to a wire brush thing and see if that can get some of the little areas that look like they've got some rust. Honestly, I think I really lucked out with the shape of the bus in terms of rust. The stairs have pretty much no rust to speak of at all, which I think is kind of unheard of based on what I've seen in the forums and stuff like that. So maybe I'm being an idiot, but it doesn't look like there's any rust on them. Yeah, so I'm basically gonna like hit the seams of the floor and like the edges and try to get some of that rust up before I get ready to treat it with the rust converter. I'm gonna have to switch into my gas mask because we got old rust metal crap fumes and gunk flying in the air. It's gonna be a real industrial zone in there, as my angry neighbor would say. All right, here we go. Now, it doesn't take a genius to notice here that I'm not actually removing any rust in this area because there's not really any rust here to deal with. But I did go ahead and clean up all of this caked on dirt and debris and leftover adhesive because number one, it needed to be done, and number two, it's very, very satisfying to watch. Okay, I'm a little more than halfway through and I am trying to be better about giving myself breaks because the last day that I spent grinding and grinding and grinding didn't end well for me. I never want to go through that again. So I told myself I would get more than halfway through so that I could take a break, take the mask off, get some H2O, breathe some fresh air, and then know that when I go back in, I have less to do than when I started. Like, I don't have as much as I've already done. I have less than that. And I think I've already done the tricky spots, which are around the driver's seat and the really, really, really awful wheel well areas that were up at the front. My other side note is that I'm using these, and they are anti-vibration gloves, whatever that means. Essentially, the concept is that it's supposed to like absorb. There's like shock absorbers, and I can definitely feel that. So I thought I'd give them a try because last weekend, after all the ankle grinding, my hands were buzzing for like at least a day afterwards. And after doing some research, that's not optimal. Buzzing hands are not optimal. So I'm gonna keep using these when I use the ankle grinder, and I just had something fly into my eyes. Ah. Okay. So right in the middle of me doing some B-roll of my gorgeous, clean Skoolie floors, about to brag about how I don't have a rust problem, my eye spied a couple holes going straight through to the bottom on one of the rust spots. I knew that there were gonna be rust spots. Like, I was prepared for this. But like, after grinding for the better half of a day and being like, oh, well, none of this is really terrible. Like, I've seen people with canyons of rust holes in their floors. I was feeling quite pleased with myself, quite pleased with my bus. And then there it was. And then there it was. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But first, I'm pretty sure no matter what the rust situation is, to treat it, I'm gonna have to power wash this thing and get it clean so that I can do whatever it is that I'm going to do to the rust. So let's do some power washing before we end the day today. Here we go. Okay, well, power washing is done, and I gotta say it feels counterintuitive. It definitely feels wrong to do it. This whole time you're trying to prevent all this rust, and then here you are, filling the bus with water. I don't know. We'll see if it actually works out. I picked a really dry weekend to do this so that it would have a chance to dry. There's like literally 1% chance of rain today and tomorrow. So I'm gonna let it dry overnight in this beautiful, brisk 76-degree weather. And look at that shiny bus behind me. Look how shiny. I did that. I did it. I'm gonna get out of these clothes, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna drink a lot of liquids, and I will see you in the morning and we'll see what happens next. I'll do a bunch of research between now and then, I'm sure. Down the Google rabbit hole we go.